What is up, guys? Trip here with Daily Driven. I want to start out by saying I appreciate anybody that has subscribed. We've hit 125 subscribers in 1 month. I feel like that is freaking awesome. Thank you so much. I also want to give you a little update of what's been going on, why we haven't posted. Basically, we're all waiting on parts. Cole's going to get a tune soon. We're waiting on cylinder heads for Ben's twin turbo Blazer. My Z06 is waiting on a DC power alternator. My battery died over the winter storm, and it takes 2 to 3 weeks for the DC alternator to get made. We have about a week and a half left on it. When the cylinder heads come in for Ben's Blazer, we're going to send them out to get ported and polished, and then throw them on the motor, throw the motor in the Blazer. I'm super excited about it. It is going to be a crazy build. We're building it for the half-mile events, and we're hoping to trap about 180, which is our goal. So we're going to basically be on full send on that thing. It's going to be crazy. I'm super excited. With Cole's Z51 C6 LS3, it's actually my old car, and it's the same color as this car, Jetstream Blue, which is obviously my favorite. Mosquitoes are crazy right now. Just kind of wanted to give a little overview of what I have. We'll be doing more bike content. I have a Gen 2 Busa. It is a full bolt-on bike and tuned by Brock's. It is Nardo Gray, if you're wondering. I absolutely love the color. Ben with the Blazer has a Harley with a big stroker motor, and it is going to be awesome. I think it's getting tuned right now. Give you a little overview what's all done to the Z06. It is a 08 Z06. It is Jetstream Blue. It's stock bottom end. It's got heads, cam, intake with a blower, a little baby blower, V3 TI trim, running 6 pounds, made 856 to the tire. We have not tried out the R888 yet. It rained the weekend we put it on. Battery died pretty much right after that, and the winter storm comes. So once the alternator comes in, we'll make a little video of putting it on. Pretty pumped about that. I got to bleed the front brakes. I lost my front brake on the bike for whatever reason, but I still brought it out here and washed it up earlier, washed the Corvette up. So I figured I'd make a little video, tell y'all what's going on. With Cole's car, he actually just put on a methanol kit, and we are going to go to Cole's house in a second and watch him do that. Again, I appreciate anybody that has subscribed to the YouTube channel, and if you have not done so and you're watching right now, I challenge you to do that right now. Again, appreciate you guys, and let's go to Cole and see what he's doing.
Once you have your tank drained, there are 3 bolts holding the tank in. One here, one there, and one under here somewhere, one right there. And then we're gonna relocate it actually just 1 inch upwards so that the pump is above the frame rail and not hitting anything. The tank out, you're gonna drill a 7/8 hole right here, and then insert this in there so that it can feed to the pump. So as you can see, it's up about 1 inch or so, maybe 1.5 inches, a little more than the original, which will give us plenty of room to put the pump and it be above the frame rail and not hit on anything. So we're good to go. All right, so I have the pump mounted, and this white wire runs here to the ground, and this runs over here. And as you can see, we're drilling a hole in there so that this inserts up in here and feeds it to the pump, which then goes from here out. Should look something like this when you have it done. Once you drill the hole, you stick the black grommet in there and then put the fitting and then the line which feeds to the pump. So they provide this little cap that they want you to cap off this so you can't squirt it and disconnect these two. So I guess we'll just zip tie all these together and leave them around here, I guess. Go ahead and cap that off and unplug those two. And I actually just zip tied it right up here because it looks just so much cleaner. All right, next we'll be mounting this relay so you have 3 different wires that come out of it. This gray wire is going to go to the fuel pump relay. The black one's going to go to a ground, and then the red one is going to be ran inside. All right, so you want to remove these 4 bolts. They're 7 millimeters, and this 113 here, and then there's a few just little solid clips like that. You should get right off. Once you get this off, that's how it's going to look, and then you just splice right into there like that. Make sure it's the gray wire. All right, so here's everything once it's finally done. You mounted it here. This wire goes to the ground. This one goes to that kind of ground or power, whatever it is. And then this one's gonna go to the engine bay. All right, so I went ahead and covered the red wire in this wire loom and ran it kind of behind the motor. And then I plugged up the pump, which is the long wire right here. And there's actually a grommet somewhere back in there. I'm not sure if you can see it too good. So there you can see the grommet. It's right behind the windshield washer tank. And I just ran both the hoses up kind of behind there. Then I went ahead and connected the feed line here, ran it up just along the bottleneck of the tank to this, which makes sure the arrows point the right way. And then ran it back along here, and then we're gonna tap in right there for the jet, or for the nozzle, whatever it is. Then just take this and stick it on the inside with the washer. Alright, and as you can see, got the jet in there and just goes right along here to there. So now that's pretty much everything under the hood. Now we'll move into the majority of it, which is the wire. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a grommet right behind that, just right above this pedal where I ran both these wires through. Then what you're gonna wanna do is, inside of this one, there's 3 different wires, which then you splice these kind of male connectors to, and then they'll plug right into these 3. Now that we have our connectors spliced in, we're gonna go ahead and connect them. Red to red, black to black, and the bare wire goes to the white wire. And then we'll go ahead and heat shrink some of these over it to protect the connection. So kind of splice everything together and heat shrink it or whatever. The white one turned a little brown because of the heat, but it's not the prettiest, but it should be good. And then we just took some electrical tape and taped around it just so it'd clean it up just a little bit. Still not the prettiest, but it'll work. All right, so next you should have a plug that looks something like this. And then you got a bunch of wires coming off of it that we're gonna have to splice into. So first, off the map sensor, red to red, green to green to this, orange to orange, black to brown on that one. All right, so you have the plug and then you have everything connected. That's the map sensor, and the orange and brown wire are the light. There is the light for when it's on. You don't need the purple and gray wire unless you plan on doing, like, from what I read, like brake boosting and stuff like that. So these 2 just kind of zip tie up because I won't be using them. All right, so I just kind of ran those wires behind the mat and have everything just tucked up in here. Definitely not the prettiest, but it'll work. I literally stuck everything up in here, and my alky there, my control there, and then have my light that's gonna go to my pillar here. I tried running it through all this, but it just didn't really want to work, so I'm gonna put all this back together now and then call it a night. And most important part, that's a wrap.